The Kashakwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Rule and Teach Well. Peace, love, salutation to the 1144 First Fruit. This is going to be a swift lesson, just something I was meditating on. You see on this screen, I have perishable knowledge because knowledge is perishable. All right. Perishable is something that can be pretty much, has an expiration on it. The reason I'm bringing this perishable knowledge is, no, I'm not saying the knowledge of the scriptures are perishable. It's just like food. Okay, hear me out. It's just like food. First off, let me get this one precept just so I can kind of back what I'm saying here. First Corinthians chapter 3:1, it says, "And our brethren could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach." Right. So sometimes you got to say things elaborate things in a carnal mind frame so it can bring home the spiritual point. So with that being said, when I say knowledge can be perishable or perishable knowledge, I'm not saying in a sense that the knowledge in the scripts are perishable. But what I'm saying is, say you have some food sitting on the shelf. Usually food has an expiration date. So if it's not used, then it perishes pretty much. It's no good. Okay? It's the same thing with knowledge. When you acquire a certain amount of knowledge, or you acquire any knowledge, whatever amount it is, if you do not convert that into the wisdom, okay? So wisdom comes by experience, all right? Usually some people say experience is king, all right? Because someone has been through something. They have the knowledge of it, but they've actually done it. You can, prime example, you can, let's talk about getting an S Corp or a C Corp to start a business. You can have the knowledge, the working knowledge of where to go, how to do it, how to apply, but then never fucking do it. You see what I'm saying? And when you have that knowledge and you never do it, it could go away and you forget about it. Now you got to relearn all over again. That knowledge is perishable. So what I'm trying to get at with this lesson is, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, has gave us an abundant amount of knowledge, first and foremost, on how to get on a chariot, okay? But he's gave us an abundant amount of knowledge, okay? We are to use it. Put it to use, all right? I say this in speaking in the sense of my own personal life. You go through your ups and downs, and sometimes when you get to a point in the truth, or a certain amount of years in the truth, it's just like a point of you should know better, right? So maybe you are deep into the truth and you're always broke or don't got money in your pocket or something. Well, at this point, you 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years in the truth, that's your fault, because you are not applying the knowledge that the Lord is giving to you. Instead, you're getting, you may have read something, you put it on a shelf and forget about it. Instead of opening up that can of knowledge and then converting that to wisdom, because you've been through it, you experienced it, you put the knowledge to use. You see what I'm saying? All right. Again, it's like a perishable food. You put it on a shelf, you forget about it, you can't use it. What is food used for? You consume it so it can be converted into energy. That food will never be energy for you if you never use it. So it's the same thing in the sense of knowledge. That knowledge will never give you, turn into the experience of wisdom if you don't use it. Okay? It says, Isaiah 33:6, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Right? Wisdom and knowledge. Usually when you see they go hand in hand. Okay? Because they're one without the other. You see what I'm saying? You can't have wisdom without the knowledge. All right? You got to learn it. But when you learn it, put it to use. All right. I looked up this quote. It says, "Life is finite, while knowledge is infinite." I don't agree with this. Okay, because being in the truth, we know life. We have a chance of immortality. You know, finite means that there's limits and bounds. Well, being in this truth, we understand that there is no limit. Okay, no, the sky's not the limit. There is no limit. We keep going. Life is eternal, especially when you're following after Yahweh Shai, because he's teaching us eternal life. It says, while knowledge is infinite. Now that I do agree with. Knowledge is infinite. There's not a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot to be learned. But this knowledge needs to be converted into wisdom. All right. So like I was saying earlier, if you find yourself always in the string of being broke, and you have a decent amount of knowledge in this truth, that is your fault, because you are not converting that knowledge into wisdom. Just like if you don't eat food, you're not converting that food into energy. You are the catalyst to your problem. Okay? So while knowledge is infinite, if you're getting infinite amount of knowledge, you should be getting an infinite amount of wisdom by putting that knowledge to use. Okay? The Lord didn't give us this book for nothing, man. He gave it for our benefit. Use it. And don't be stuck on the sense of, oh, this is Babylon, shit. I'm not about to put my time. Okay, I understand that. But you're still here, right? You're still here, right? And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, make the most of it, YOLO. No, I'm not saying that. Use the knowledge that that the book gave you, convert that into wisdom, and you can be good. Just keep it in a smooth buck. There's nothing wrong. And let me say this. There's nothing wrong with financial stability. Okay? There's nothing wrong with working. There's nothing wrong with experiencing a sense of comfortability, if you see where I'm coming at. I'm not telling you to be comfortable in Babylon. There's a spirit that you have to go about, okay? Everything. It's a spirit how you go about it. Now, if you want to go get a house, go get that house. If you are aiming for that higher paying job, go get that higher paying job. The scriptures talk about if you don't work, you shall not eat in the book of Thessalonians, just loosely paraphrasing. It talks about in the book of Ecclesiastes, wisdom is a defense because you've converted that knowledge into the experience, and money is a defense. When you go into that word defense, it means a covering or a shadow or a shade. Okay? And then also when I speak about there's a certain spirit that that you have to go about things. The scriptures say what? For the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, you can like having a sufficient amount of funds in your personal bank account. There's nothing wrong with that. To have a sense of financial stability, there's nothing wrong with that. Financial stability brings comfortability. Come on now. Let's not, it's true. Having financial stability is a sense of comfortability, but it's the spirit that you go about it. Do you love financial stability so much that you get overindulged in being comfortable? Now there's where you're going off, you see? And then that's when the Lord will check you. But you have to have the wisdom to not be so attached, okay? But there is knowledge that the Lord provides us to have a stable financial background. And I know I'm speaking financial a lot because me personally, shit, I'll be through sometimes, but it'd be my fault. And also, Apostle Tahar had made mention, Salakia, had made mention, if you have $10 in your pocket, that's your fault. If you have $1,000 in your pocket, that's your fault too. What fault do you want to? What side of fault do you want to be on? You see what I'm saying? $10 or $1,000 in your pocket, or $10,000 in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? You got to use the knowledge while the knowledge is still here. The famine of the word is coming. Okay? And don't think, you know, you're exempt from that too. Okay? Because all of us are going to go through a Garden of Gethsemane moment. Yeah, we camp as one. We can call a brother and we could link up with a brother and things of that nature. But when the famine or war hits, guess what? Internet's gonna be shut down. You probably can't just pull up YouTube and watch a brother's video to get some edification. Or the grid might get shut down. You can't just call up a brother. You may be by yourself in your house with your dog. The famine of the word is gonna affect everybody. So get this knowledge so it doesn't affect you as much as it's gonna affect others because you have the word within inside of you. And then when you get that knowledge, use it. Convert that knowledge into wisdom so you can become better as an individual. Wisdom builds character. Wisdom builds character. It's another example. You could read the script. You could read the script that says go on to the highways and hedges. You have knowledge of that is there, but don't go do it. You're not converting that knowledge or that charge or commandment that Yahweh gave, and you're not converting that to wisdom. It would be wise of you to go on to the highways and hedges. You see what I'm saying? Us being on the highways and hedges is wisdom. We converted that knowledge into that wisdom, man. So I'm going to read this one paragraph here and then probably just close the lesson out. This lesson wasn't going to be too long. So it says, knowledge, and another thing too, take this how, filter this, what they're saying through scripts. So it says, knowledge has a shelf life. Now, like what I said in the inception of this video, the knowledge of the Bible ain't got no shelf life, meaning it don't got no expiration date, because the knowledge that we're reading from is 14,000 years old, okay? Going all the way back to Genesis, the foundations of the earth, okay? This knowledge don't got no shelf. This knowledge is truly infinite, okay? The knowledge of this world is finite, all right, which has bounds and limits. But the knowledge that the Lord gives us is infinite. And that's why I say you take that knowledge and you use it, okay? Take it and use it. Look, we're in the flesh. Our brain sometimes forgets things. That's why I said knowledge can be perishable, because you can read the scripts and then forget the things that you read. Instead, if you read the scripts, get the knowledge, and then actually put it to use, that knowledge is more so going to retain than just having knowledge sit there in your mind and not being put to use. You see what I'm saying now? So it says knowledge has a shelf life. Useful knowledge becomes trivia by going out of date. It says in theory, there's a spectrum between trivia and enduring wisdom. You see that? Enduring wisdom. Because if you transfer the knowledge into wisdom, just like you transfer food into energy, then it will be more of an enduring, that knowledge will become more enduring, just like the wisdom is, okay? Meaning it could go through hard times because you have the wisdom, you have the experience. People always ask it. If you're a CEO of a company and you get 2 resumes, you get a guy who graduated with 4 years at a Harvard bachelor's degree in whatever field that your company's in, but then you get on your desk a man who's been in your field, that what the company ran, that been in your field, but he has 20 years of experience in it. He may not have the bachelor's, but he has 20 years of experience. So if he comes in, he could get the ball rolling. He already know what the hell to do. Who are you gonna take? A little 4-year student who has no experience in the field, but sitting in goddamn 2-hour lectures for 4 years, or a man who has actually put his feet on the ground and put in the work? You're going to take that man who has 20 years of experience because he got the knowledge about the job or whatever field that you work in, and he's actually put hands on, and he has wisdom and experience. He's been through the ups and downs. He's been through his reproofs and his rebukes and corrections. He's had his high moments. He's learned so much, and now he's sharp. You see? It's the same thing for us when it comes to this knowledge. get the knowledge, put it to use with the wisdom, and you're going to carry yourself in a certain manner. Okay? It says, in practice, the distinction between trivia and enduring wisdom is binary because knowledge is distributed on a long scale. The shelf life of knowledge tends to be either longer than a human life or much shorter than a human life. But here's the main point right there. Knowledge has a shelf life, all right? And knowledge can have a shelf life in your mind. That's why you are to go back through, Revelation 17, Revelation 12. You have to continue to overview this, and especially knowledge that hasn't came to pass yet. You see what I'm saying? Like knowledge of prophecies that haven't came to pass. You always have to keep going through that because the experience hasn't came yet. But there's certain little bits and pieces of knowledge that the Bible gives us that we can put to use right now. And if you don't do it, it's going to have a shelf life in your mind, bro. So use the knowledge while we have the knowledge present in front of us and convert that to wisdom. So Lord willing, this was edifying. We'll give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, the room to teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. It's your brother Kasha Koala. Until the next time, we'll say shalom and repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believe. Shalom.